Welcome back to Billy Ho's Sports. We are continuing that coverage for Kentucky Downs weekend coming up. This is week 2 of the meet, the final weekend. Big time purse money, always. We looked at a pick 3, races 8 through 10, something like that yesterday, which I thought was a pretty cool video. Today we're going to go through races 9 through 12, but we're going to build a pick 5 ticket, so we will include that race 8, which is leg 1. But if you watched my video, if you haven't, shame on you. Go ahead and watch that before you do this one. You'll know that we had a pretty strong play in race 8, and we'll cover that in a minute. So the split the pot draw will be in this video. So make sure you stay tuned in because you never know when we'll spin that big wheel. So be a subscriber, smash that like button, use the hashtag BHS to help promote Billy Ho Sports. Leave a comment to get your name in the draw, and then you check the description for details on how the contests work. We'll get to that a little bit later, but we're going to just cover race 8 real quick. Also, keep an eye on the weather because it does look kind of crazy. We've had this Renaissance cool weather for, I believe the temperature in Louisville has been a few degrees below normal for the month of August after that just god awful July we had with the heat. But the August has just been beautiful. And but the weather is going to kind of change a little bit down in Franklin, Kentucky. Friday looks dicey. There's heat, there's humidity, and possible severe weather. Could be like real like delays, like take cover kind of thing. So be careful if you're out there this weekend. Saturday, the temperatures level back out. There still might be some lingering storms. I really don't know how much they'll get, but if it dumps a lot in a short amount of time, it could be really messy with how dusty the track has been, and they've been really wearing on the turf. I'm sure they're watering it, I'm sure they're taking good care of it as the best they can, but we might have to adjust on the fly if things change. So let's get right into this. The leg 1 of the pick 5, if you watched my video, big time single on number 7, New Century, in race number 8. So we're going to jump right into race number 9, the Music City. Let's go. Race number 9 going 6.5 furlongs on the turf, grade 2 Music City. Very good field. This is going to be a good, little bit better fields, I think, than maybe this weekend. It's hard to tell. Hopefully we got a little bit better idea on what's going on. Of course, weather could change everything like it can. But anyway, number 1, Chloe. Pressed a fast early pace, grade 3 Coronation Cup. She did hold the lead into the stretch, beaten by 2 rivals. So she did drop the 4th here, getting a jockey switch, which I don't care too much for, but they're also going a little bit further in distance. So probably not going to get there on this one. Not a bad horse, but I think that uphill stretch will be her undoing. Now, it ain't 15 to 1. Riley Mott, Junior Alvarado. I'm not really sure what to think of Junior riding on Kentucky Downs because he was completely off. He was 0 for 7 last Saturday and really didn't even, I think 4th was as close as he got. Most of his horses didn't sniff the board. He had a couple of decent mounts I thought he should have done a little better job on. So I'm not really sure. The more I watch these videos, there's kind of a slight downhill tick when they hit that stretch before they go back uphill, kind of like a little undulation. And it seems like if the jockeys hit that downhill right and they get a big running start, they'll take a big lead and then they can hold off through that uphill turn. But I'm going to try to pay more attention and watch more videos to see exactly how the jockeys are doing that, because there are a certain select few jockeys that seem to be riding very well, like your Frankie Dettori's. Obviously, Jose you can throw him anywhere and on a horse, and he seems to be able to ride. He'd probably ride out in the desert if you let him. But anyway, it ain't 2. Stretched going a mile, but didn't hold on. Ran second to Love Sarive previous to that. Been beaten by a few here. I would say maybe exotics you could take a look at, but I don't think we're going to put it on the pick 5 ticket. Number 3 is Classic Q. This one could be dangerous. I'm not really sure if Pratt missed last weekend, but I have a feeling that he'll be just fine riding on this different configuration here. So he's got probably third in prime power, Mark Cassie. Strong horse, up and coming filly. Denied her first greatest stakes win in the Lake George by just a neck. That race was actually really good for our split the pot contest. We hit $100 trifecta on that race, I remember. Q is super fast early, so the cutback in distance does seem like a smash spot for her. So we'll definitely put a pin in that one. And then you got Albinot, Mark Cassidy, another one. Dylan Davis rides 12-1 morning line. I looked at this one, didn't miss by much, two back in the Coronation Cup. She broke in, hit the gate pretty hard, which landed her 11 links back early in the Coronation Cup. It shows first call. She did make up a little bit of ground, but she was still pretty far back coming around that first call, second call. So to be able to close within one, pretty good there. So let's see, take a look. So that one I think maybe an underneath use. Passed up Love Cereve and Pop Idol was clear also. So Pop Idol is an AE in this race. You can see she's run up against several. Killwin, She's So Spicy, Italian Soiree. So going to be tough to get the close because lots of early speed been looking. But this might be since there are a lot of early speed types in this race, it could set up for a closer. But we'll have to see. I don't know that this one's going to get there. But hitting the board seems to be in the cards. So Frankie Dettori rides Tabiti. This one is Ralph Beckett and really good looking Juddamont bred horse. Ships in from Great Britain. Dead heat win in the Group 3 going 7 furlongs at Goodwood. No one better getting that extra gear out of a horse than Ryan Moore is. He did a great job on this horse down the stretch. The horse actually was giving up the lead and then he got a second surge forward and she got up by about 2 or 3 lengths again, but then they ultimately caught up with her going 7. So we're backing up a half a length here, or half a furlong, I should say. 20% trainer in the greatest stakes realm. I know that's only 5 starts, so that's really not a big sample size, but I like that big plus 1184. So this one I think might go overlooked. I'm not really sure. Maybe if Dettori starts out hot, maybe not. But if Kingman being the sire, I love that as a sire. So this one is definitely you'll find out. Jungle Peace coming up, another front running type that likes to get out there fast and go long, returning to a sprint, looking to get that winning edge back, a pair of sprint wins before trying that route in the 2 turns in the honeymoon, and then 2 turns again at Del Mar going a mile. So tugged in at the start, they try to do something different. So the jockey, basically what tugged in means is the horse was taken off out of the gate fast, but they didn't want to do that. So Friesiu kind of pulled back on them and tugged them back, and obviously it didn't really work out all that great. I think they maybe just need to cut Jungle Peace loose and see what happens. Now you got Joel back up. So that brings us to number 7, Pondering, and won her Ellis Park Prep with TGAF aboard. TGAF's back, second in the P patch. So back-to-back races at Ellis, and I do like horses coming over from Ellis to Kentucky Downs. They seem to do very well. Sharp workout coming in. Brandon Walsh, all the things. Godolphin bred. So good looking horse here. Fourth in prime power. Definitely worth a use. Then you have the number 8. She's a funky drummer. Actually was in the Untappable last year as a juvenile and ran second to Kilwin. So 2 horses in this race have experience at Kentucky Downs. There's more. I mean, she's got a second. So if you go through, you can look at the KD right here, and it'll tell you if they've had experience. So we'll just reset real quick and show you that. And you can see zeros, 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 zeros. There's one third place for Albinot. Zeros, Pondering, zeros. And there's she's a funky drummer. Orlando Modica rides. Not big on that one, so I probably won't get to the 8. But going back to the 7, Pondering, I think is going to be a definite interest there. I just like the Godolphin bred. I like TGAF. I like the 2 races at Ellis. All of that points to a good pressing style. If there is fast early pace, this one can get there going late. So hard spun is the sire. Number 9 is Killwin. I turned to the dirt and just been crushing it. Leslie's Lady, big win in the Grade 1 test over Ragtime Beauty Reigns. So not a stranger to Kentucky Downs either. The 1-for-1 won the Untappable for $1 million purse last year, closing big time. So the difference between last year and this year, we'll get to it in a minute. I'll show you the track bias down at the bottom, is that horses are a lot closer to the lead in first call winning in the first weekend than they normally are. So Killwin's definitely in the mix. Can't deny that. Just too strong of a horse to deny. Too tough of tests. I mean, has run obviously 5.5 at the Mamselle was closing, so I think a pretty good run in the Breeders' Cup Juvenile, going a mile as well. So Kilwin in there, she's so spicy. Probably a little too ambitious going over there trying that Commonwealth Group 1 against older horses. As a 3-year-old, didn't fare very well, but plenty of time off, 2 months to come back. Ascot, I don't really use the Ascot curse like I do the Dubai curse because uh, I'm not really sure if I'm up to all that. But if she runs back to any of this form, she's going to be tough. She's a very fast front running horse, and can get out on the lead and press. So control the pace. Irad aboard, can't go wrong there. He rode her to all three of these great wins, so that's really big time. Number one in prime power, 3-1 morning line, got to go. Now, Italian Soiree is one I'd probably look to use underneath, not in the winning block. 20-1, not getting a lot of cred for the grade 3 win last out in the Coronation Cup. I thought it was a really good tracking effort on a fast early, slow late pace. So I don't know if we're going to get that. We could get that because if these horses go fast early, they're definitely going to be wearing down. So if this one's getting the slow late charge, then could be a good position to hang on for a slice. I don't like the outside post, but uh, Trainer doesn't have the greatest win percentage, but I think her bookend wins look pretty good. Softer turf might help. So if we do get that rain, got a Brazil rounds out the field, and I don't have much interest in this one. Couldn't close any ground at Saratoga coming off a stakes win at Laurel. Then tried the all weather at Presque. Not much to grab onto. Now, if the AEs draw in because of scratches, I don't know if Meet Governor will be the one I'd look at, but Pop Idol most definitely is. So if two scratch out and Pop Idol draws in, I might be revamping my thinking a little here. But like I said, it's obviously a tough post coming from the outside, being an early speed type. So here, down here, we'll go. There's several AEs. Uh, but you can see last year, this is kind of like the meet totals, and it includes all 22 races. So you can see 2.5 on first call, average behind. Now it's 1.6. So you can see they're much closer. Second call, 1.7, much closer to the early pace than in the 9 races. That's a good enough sample size for me. Early speed's getting it done, double plus on the early speed. So you gotta recognize that bias. So I'm going to go with the number 5 to beat T. That horse likes to be forwardly placed, coming over here overseas. Good key box horse, but I'm spreading out. I'm going 3, 7, 9, 10, and 11 underneath for the trifecta. So I don't know if I'll bet that, but those are the choices I'm giving myself. That way, maybe if I decide to do a something other than a key box and I just do some sort of wheel, I'll do like a 5, a 5-10, and then like 5-7-10, and then all 5 of those underneath, like a 3/4/5 type of trifecta could work. Leg 2, I'm going 4 deep, 3, 5, 9, and 10. On to the next race. Oh, surprise. Let's do that split the pot draw right now. And if you're not familiar with the rules are thus. We spin the wheel 3 times. The first spin, the first name is the $20 winner. Now, that winner has the opportunity to contact me via email to claim the prize, and you get till 3 p.m. Saturday to do so. So I spin the wheel 3 times, I said. The next 2 spins are AEs, alternate entries, which means they get in if the winner fails to contact me by the deadline. And it always comes down to, I think the third AE got it, or second AE, I should say, but the third name drawn got the bet last week because the winners didn't contact me. So let's go ahead and get this done. Yo, DJ, spin that wheel. All right. Congratulations to at Robert Dennison, EU8OT. You are the winner of the split pot bet this week. Didn't have as many comments, a little bit of a slow week, so sometimes you can take advantage of that. So if Robert fails to contact, uh, first alternate is Lane Wilkerson, 2270. Second alternate is Vale Place. So we have guaranteed to get that bet down this week. To claim your prize, email me at BILLYAH35 at yahoo.com. Or you can hit me up on X at Billy Ho Sports. Regardless, you should reach out if your name's been drawn. Like I said last week, the third name drawn actually got the bet. So let's continue. Race number 10, the Franklin-Simpson. We are going 6.5 once again on the turf. This one is for 3-year-olds, and we have a very good field once again. Lots of familiar names. We start with number 1, Golden Afternoon, 20-1 morning line odds. Nick Vacareza, 1 out of 3 so far in the 46 to 90 days. But anyway, it's moving up in class, and you might see some poo-poo here. But actually, when I look at the actual results, I mean, I see nothing but a maiden win first out going 6.5 at Kentucky Downs. Then I see the really good race in the Grade 2 Bourbon. Minaret Station won that race, but all 3 horses came out of that race. That's Clock Tower, who's a very strong turf runner. All 3 went on to win their next race, including this one under Axel Concepcion. Then tried the LeCompte on the dirt, no bueno, but still only missed by 2.5 lengths. Not too terrible. Then the Black Gold was one of the favorites. I guess wasn't technically the favorite, but was like 8-5 or something like that. But had the lead down the stretch and didn't get there, going a mile in the 16th. So that's really tough sledding there. And I heard some guys on DRF poo-poo the effort, but I didn't think the effort was bad at all, considering we're going 6.5 furlongs, not a mile in a 16th. So I'd say that looks like a win if it's 6.5 furlongs and not. And I don't really much care for fairgrounds turf much anyway. But the Transylvania you could draw a line through that. Terrible effort. Rank in between horses, was caught just thrashing all about around the first couple of turns. Never engaged in the race. So the American turf looks like another poor finish, right? 7 lengths, 3 1/4 back, 9th place. That's still going a mile and a 16th. She was right there tracking the pace all the way, and then weakened down the stretch. So it was a really good effort going that distance. And then you can see bouncing back I like the move to the all-weather for the sprint, and then gets it done by 2.5. This horse is going to be good. I don't know if the post position is going to be very compromising, but Jose aboard, I think, will give it the best good chance to win. He rode the horse last time. I love the bookends. He's got the bookend mounts. Actually, that's Brother Irad. They should really put a little bit better, but IJ Ortiz is Irad, obviously. JL is Jose. So just so you'll clarify that, so you're not confused. So Irad did have the bookend wins, but Jose, I mean, they're cut from the same cloth. I like this horse. I spent a little too much time talking about a horse that I probably won't use in the pick 5 ticket, but I like the horse to get in the money, most def. Very competitive. Number 2, Troubleshooting, is another pretty competitive one. Back-to-back good efforts at Ellis. T-Gaff riding. The Dade Park Dash, 2 back, was a great stalking inside move to power home. The allowance was a dogfight with the 3-5 favorite, Litigation, who's an AE in this race, but lost by just a nose there. That's going 5.5, so I don't know if the stretch out's going to be a problem or not. But I think the switch to T-Gaff. I think Morales pushed too hard. I remember this race. It might be a different race that I got on Morales for pushing too hard, but we'll digress on to the next one. Warheart, number 3, win last fall, going 7 at Kentucky Downs, beat City of Oscars. But I think that looks like the class drop it was needed to compete. Dropped all the way to 74 to get a win. You can see the poor efforts before that in just listed stakes. So I'm going to pass on Warm Heart. Dream On's one that definitely will be in the mix. Led well into the stretch in last year's Breeders' Cup Juvenile Turf. That's tough. The 3-year-old crop seemingly caught up with her. Zulu Kingdom drummed them by 15 here, but bounced back nicely with Castellano aboard in the Woodhaven. Then again in the Penn Mile, didn't get the best of trips in the Secretariat flattened out down the stretch, lost to Giacoso and horses, but a solid resume coming in. Not too bad for 6-1 morning line. Dream on. Antisocial outfinished in the Secretariat, labeled as a sustained closer, but changed tactics here, up a lot closer to the race. If you recall what I said in the previous race, they getting within a length of that first call is what we're looking for. So that's people might look at that S and go, I don't want closers in this race, but he's not been that much of a closer. Joel Rosario is pretty aggressive too, so Joel will get him going. Shorter distance as well may improve chances. So antisocial is probably good underneath use. Chasing Liberty 6-1, placed first via DQ last year at Kentucky Downs in the juvenile sprint. Got some good stakes result. Near miss in the Caesars, third in the Dade Park Dash. So solid horse, not really highly ranked, but probably just best underused or underneath use only. Blinkers come off for Governor Sam. I think they're going to stick with this quick call strategy where they're tracking in second instead of going out to the lead. So 4-1 morning line, Irad aboard. He's rode this one the last two times. I really like the effort in both those races. Just got ran down by a spiced up down the stretch there. So I think maybe just going a little bit too slow late, probably could have cranked it down a little more. But just, you never know. Sometimes you just get caught. So Governor Sam definitely in the mix, obviously spiced up in the mix. Just four starts for this one, Judamont. You can see after the maiden went right to the win in the grade 3. I love when they make that kind of class jump seamlessly. Very good breeding on both sides, Quality Road and Cardamom. So whenever you have both of them, average is 1.0 for the sire production index. Whenever you have over two on both sides, I always like to pay attention to that. Then if they add this dam stats down here, you got a dam production index of 5.44. So all that spells a really good chance for this horse to get down. Junior Alvarado, I mentioned him earlier. He had his struggles last Saturday, so hopefully he's learned when to fire and when not to around this time. Now, number 9, probably my favorite horse in the race. Love this guy. Make no mistake what he wants to do. He's going to go out and try to kick your ass. He just loves to get out there and run. And Pratt actually picks up the mount over Irad, which is interesting now that I think about it, because I didn't think, I don't know if I'll have to go back and look to see if Irad prefers the horse or not. Or let's see. Governor Sam, is he preferring Governor Sam, or is he just owes something to George Weaver? So that's a good indicator there. But spoiler alert, I'm playing the 7 and the 9 in this leg of the pick 5, so we're going too deep. But anyway, Mibago I think can win the race. I don't know if Flavian's going to be up to the task or not, but I think he can get her done. Then you have Innovator. Obviously the connections. I've been already explaining how I don't like Keith Asmussen as a jockey, the nepotism with Steve Asmussen putting his kid on there. The guy is just not that much of a winning jockey. I mean, you could put him, a lot of his races that he wins, in my opinion, are races that the horse was going to win regardless of the jockey. And Asmussen just puts him on there to build confidence. That's that kind of thing. I don't think he's a bad jockey. He overcomes his size. If I haven't mentioned it, the dude's almost 6 foot tall, weighs 125 pounds. Kind of hard to ride a horse when you're a jockey that big. Out on bail, fresh out of jail, California Dreaming. Looks like an exotics play. 8 starts in the money in all 8, so I'd probably go ahead and throw him in your exotics. Ran hard down the stretch in the Penn Mile on the yielding turf. And sometimes I just kind of use my own logic on these things, is when they have yielding turf like that and a young horse, a real good drive down the stretch like that, I think does something for the fitness. And now cutting back in distance as well. So I think this one could be kind of dangerous at long odds. Obviously, Bridle a Butterfly could be too. 15-1 Johnny V aboard. This one's sired by Country House, and I remember reading a tweet, a post on X about somebody in the horse world saying how good a sire this crop is for Country House. And so I went and looked it up, and Country House has produced early winners, including this one and 2 others coming out of the gate hot. And so you can see the broke won the William I forgot, William Wilkerson or something like that listed stakes, going 5.5 right there. So Did race at Kentucky Downs once, has some experience, but coming around Dade Park, missed by 2.25. Like I said, underneath, I don't think I'm going to get there for that one. But then there's some AEs. I did hear tell of maybe using Kale's Angel underneath if this one draws in. But I don't think so. I'll do my readjusting. I would probably look to little litigation, who's already got 3 straight wins coming into the race. But that's a few too many scratches to get in there. You'd need 3 to scratch out to get him in. 1 scratch, 2 scratch, 3 scratch. So, round this race up. The fields are so large, it's wise to include a couple extra underneath when I'm going on these horizontal bets. Value plays with upside. So, like, I'm going to pick number 9, Mibago, to win and maybe use that as a key or a key box in a wheel situation. I like the 1 horse Golden Afternoon as a long shot play, but the underneath horses are going to be the 1 Golden Afternoon, 7, 8, 11, and 12 are the other 4 horses. But like I said, I'm only going too deep in leg 3 of the pick 5 with 7 and the 9. So that's Governor Sam and Mibago. So let's go to race number 11, the Turf Cup, and briefly discuss that because I have a full preview video out on that. But to summarize my thoughts, I haven't changed a ton. I still think more forwardly placed horses are going to get there. This one, I don't think will have, being 12 furlongs, will have the pace set up for a closer as well. But I went with the number 5, Mercante, as the winner, and I think I still have not waffled off of that yet. Third choice in the morning line, 5-1. I'm hoping the odds will tick up with the jockey trainer combo not being all that well known, but I think the horse can be really good on this. If the horse can translate his tactical style and the gun runner mentality of a horse on this surface, I really feel good about his chances of getting it done because he can take over the race and maybe have that good closing kick that gun runners tend to have coming home when you have 91s, 90s, 86, 103s, all those good late pace figures. I just think that might translate well. So I'm going to use the 5 Mercante as the key horse in this one, key box, so to speak, on the bet. Go check the other video for the bet because I don't really recall all the other horses I used, but I am spreading in the leg 4 because I had the money to do so. So I'm going 2 El Razine, the 5 Mercante, the 10 I believe is no, not corruption. Uh, yeah, it is corruption. So corruption is one that I liked because I like the good early first call, second call stats. So Medaglia de Oro, grinder mentality, Jose Ortiz aboard for Mark Cassie. Hard to pass that up. Then you have the stud Fort Washington. I'm going to round it out. Compromised a little bit maybe by the outside post, but it's kind of a stone closer, so to speak. So that does go against my thinking a little bit. But I think that if there is a faster pace somewhere along early to middle, he's going to mash down the stretch and would definitely be a use underneath and exotics, obviously. So 2, 5, 10, 11 on that one. And let's go ahead and round things out with the nightcap, race 12. Not a big fan of ending the pick 5 with the alternate race after the feature, especially when it's 2-year-old maidens and this racetrack. I mean, this Kentucky Downs is tough enough to cap without having 2-year-old maidens to worry about. So I'm going to try to go through this as best I can. I'm passing on all the first time starters. So pass on the 1, Princeton. Orbit, the 2 horse, looks like a strong play. A couple of good showings. A good one in the turf debut, going 1 1/16. The first race got pulled off the turf, but still ran pretty well. So this one looks like a use, possibly Orbit. Then you have and also the Medaglia de Oro sire. I like that too. Number 3, Spun Legacy, 9-2. Joe Sharp, Irad aboard. Can't go wrong there. Big improvement going from the dirt to the turf here. Had the lead most of the way and then just kind of didn't get there down the stretch. This is the one, Morales was the one, Edgar Morales. I think he got home a little too fast with this +8 and got his horse beat because he was clear by 2.5, a little over a length in the mid stretch. I think he could have probably taken a breather around the turn somewhere and then got that horse home. But lessons learned. You can see there's JL Ortiz. So Jose rode the first time. Now we get Irad. So I'm sure Irad will pick his brother's brain about the horse and see what he needs to do. So I really like Spun Legacy. I like the inside draws on this race, especially for the babies, because they tend to be wonky. They could break out, they could break in, they can lug, all that kind of stuff. So if you got an outside horse that breaks outward, that's no bueno. Then you have She's on a Roll. You can't go wrong with Wesley Ward and 2-year-old fillies on the turf sprints. Almost got it done at Ellis Park in the sprint debut. I like horses coming over from Ellis Park. 27% second grass race, sharp workout. This horse looks like a horse that can go wire to wire. Uh, the sire, Charlatan, strong sire. Too soon a sample size, you can see with the 5.0 average win distance, but has some good early results. So I think this one's a good looking horse to use. The number 5 is not absolute disaster in the last race. DeSormo and Graham, I'm going to pass on that one. Hot Ice is a first time starter, only 5% win rate. First time starters, that's even better. No thanks. Very Tall Something, never threatened in the first race. The connections, I have no idea who these people are. 50-1 long shot, no thanks. Then you have Banker's Jet. I would probably consider a little bit, especially using exotics on a single race bet with Cassie and Jose up. But I don't like first time starters to win races because they very rarely do it. So then you have Prodigious, Miggy Clement, Joel. 12-1, adding blinkers. Joel rides again, but didn't show much interest in the race. But I do see some improvement coming, but not to the level of winning the race. And obviously, Massachusetts is no bueno on the other Asmussen kid. Got beat by 36 lengths in the debut. Don't see improvement on the grass. Exonerate, one to consider with Pratt aboard. Brad Cox justifies the sire, but really hasn't shown it much yet. Got beat 11 in the debut, beat 32 going a mile, so maybe going to the grass helps, but already compromised by an outside post. Dirt to turf, he's only 15%. Turf's not Brad Cox's specialty, even though he's pretty good at everything in life. So Pratt aboard, we'll see. I'm not going there. The Babe Slayer, not going there with the other Asmussen kid. Whatevs is an AE outside post. I don't think any of these Thunder Zeus possibly if they get a different jockey. So not going there on any of these other ones. So that's going to do it for race 12. So what I'm going to do here is I think I'm just going to go 2, 3, 4, those inside draws, and I would just box those three in an exacta and call it a day because it's the last race of the day, and we don't want to, whether you're up big or down big or close to even, and you just want to put a little something on the last race just to finish out the day. 2, 3, 4 exacta box sounds good to me. Leg 5, 2, 3, 4. So now we're going to put this 50-cent pick 5 ticket together. We're singling the 7 New Century in leg 1. Then we're going 4 deep, 3, 5, 9, 10, leg 2. Then 7 and 9, Governor Sam Mibago in leg 3. Then we're going to spread out leg 4, 2, 5, 10, 11. And then obviously we just finished up with the 2, 3, 4. That's a 50-cent ticket worth $48. That's going to cover us for the Kentucky Downs meet. I know it is a bitch of a track to handicap, but make notes. I'm going to try to pay more attention to watching race replays and making notes for next year. Maybe we'll get a little better, learn a little more bias, learn which jockeys, which trainers handle things differently, and don't be too hard on yourselves if you're not if things don't break your way out at this track. The good news is Churchill Downs opens up next week for the fall meet. So we'll be back with some of that hammer time. Got the Iroquois coming up. We're going to be starting that Derby trail again very, very soon. Best of luck this weekend. Winners, hit me up via email to claim that split the pot prize, and we will see you soon.